all about getting out and learning what the outdoors is. My father back, the founder of Oxford Gun Company.
What we do now, we'll go through the brief development of the gun, which is the other question that we get asked, is how have guns developed over the years? So, without going back to the Dark Ages, the first real development of the gun was a flintlock. That is a flintlock. The powder is loaded in from the barrel end, and then you have a little pan here which you put powder into. Then you put that down there. You have to cock it first. When you pull the trigger, the spark from that ignites the gun, and the gun goes off. So that was the first development of the shotgun. An interesting variation on the theme is that. It's a blunderbuss. Again, a flintlock, but these were mainly used by security guards on stagecoaches. So you had the coach driver, and then sat next to him was the security guard with a blunderbuss. Because highwaymen, when they held the coaches up, they were very close. So it was all stacked up with all sorts of bits and pieces, and if a highwayman was there, they could shoot the highwayman from the top of the coach. Again, quite nice to have on the wall because there's something a bit different. The next development really was the hammer gun. That is, again, muzzle loading, and you had a percussion cap which you put on there, and when you pulled the trigger, that ignited the percussion cap which fired the gun. In between those two, for a very short period of time, there was a gun called a pinfire. Now, what happened was that somebody came up with the bright idea of putting all the components that you were loading down the muzzle into a cardboard case. So you put the cardboard case in there. The first ones had a pin there. And what happened is, when it went into the gun, you had this little groove here, and that pin went into that little groove. And then when the gun was closed up, and you pulled the trigger, that came down and drove the pin into the case. Bang, bang. Okay, now the pinfire only lasted really for about 10 years, because very quickly after that, they found a way of making a percussion cap actually in the centre of the case. So that was when you then went to a breech-loading hammer gun. Now again, that's what we now know these days. It's a standard shotgun cartridge. Goes into there, you push the hammer, and the hammer makes that pin come out and ignite that. Okay? Right, so then from there on, they then went into hammerless. And if you look at a modern shotgun, and you look inside it, you'll find that all they did was fire all these bits off the hammers here, put them on the inside, and they became hammerless. So it's a very brief description of the development of the shotgun over the last 150 years.
Please share to your friends and have a look at what other films we've done. And it's all there to try and encourage you to get into shooting this great sport.